What did I tell you guys? 2-1 USA over Ghana. The goal scorers were Dom Dwyer and Kellen Acosta on a free kick. I should have bet money on this. I really should have. For once in my life, I nailed a prediction. Score, goal scorers, order that they'll score them in. I will never do this again. Don't ever expect this from me again. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? It wasn't a bad game. There were some issues, but for a group of guys who a lot of them haven't played together before, I thought it was okay. I really like Dom Dwyer so far. So far, so good. He moves a lot more than Josie does. That's for sure. But no sound. Do I not have sound on here? Or do I? It looks like I do. I've got a level. By the way, this is USfanTV. I am Pat. Chris is going to be joining us from the Highbury Pub in Milwaukee, so this should be interesting. Good. Red Bull hears me, and that's all that really matters. He's the one I speak to anyway. We all know this. So Chris is going to be joining us from a bar in a little bit. So if you've ever seen Chris on one of these shows after a game at a bar, you know it's a good time. So, yeah. First half, Dwyer seemed very excited to be there. I should back up. They debuted the new jerseys. And I got to say, I think they look better on the field than any of the photos I've seen. Chris has one and is apparently currently wearing it. So we're going to see that when he jumps on the show. He went and paid his $155 for it a little bit early today. He has a friend at a soccer shop who hooked him up because they didn't technically go on sale until the match started. And of course it said on the light board around the stadium, it said limited quantities available. So make sure you spend your $155. But I thought they looked good. I thought they looked nice on the field. They took off their jackets at the start of the national anthem, which was, I don't know, a little bit strange. They seem proud of themselves for this jersey, which is a good one, but I really wish it was available in a replica. Nike, please, replica. That's what we want on this. I know they're not going to do it. They only did the T-shirt, but yeah. So Dwyer's all over the place. He seems very excited to be playing for us, which is good. It's sort of the opposite of Timmy Chandler. He's excited to be playing for this country, which is what you want to see. First half, he had there was a questionable penalty call. I guess I could see why the ref didn't call it. I'm not talking about the goalkeeper going studs up on him. That we're going to get to. But before he scored, there's a questionable penalty call. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe that's the way the ref is going to call the game. Clearly, that wasn't the case. Then he scores off the pretty little, I think it was a half volley with his left foot. He kind of turned on it and looked nice, did the backflip. Everything was good. A couple minutes later, he's going in on goal, and Ghana's goalkeeper studs up like midway up through Dom's leg. Luckily, it didn't, blow out his knee or something like that, because Dwyer went flipping through the air. I don't know how that wasn't a red card. And the guy you need to talk to when there's questionable refereeing, he's now here. Chris, first of all, are you wearing the new jersey?
I am wearing the warm-up. The new jersey is in my car, but I did not wear it today.
I was promoting that you were going to have the new jersey.
I have it, but it is, it's sitting in the trunk right
Everybody's
now.
seen it anyway.
I can't reach it. Yeah.
Everybody's seen it. So, first of all, can you just give me some praise for my prediction before we get your thoughts on the game?
Well played. I mean, I think I did say in advance we probably should be calling for a 2-1 game. I did not, but I was surprised that that it was only. I mean, I really did think that this would be different. I didn't think we would. Some of that at the beginning I was mumbling on. I was kind of surprised that, I don't know, we went sort of historic with the with the score line in the end. Like, I did not expect 2-1. I mean, I really thought 1-1 would probably be right when we got that, or when they got that bullshit penalty at the end of the first half. Oh, I'm calling it bullshit.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at what Hunter just wrote, but go ahead.
I heard Twellman's stuff about like, he is pulling on the jersey. Yeah, okay, fine. All right. Except we allow that shit 9 times out of 10, 9.5, 9.9 times out of 10. I'm sorry. It's a defender in the box. That's allowed. I
I'm
don't
fine
care
with
if
that
it's
call if the calls are consistent. But if you're going to have a goalie
sure.
studs
Then they
up
should have been
on
playing with 10
our
men.
forward, and you're not going to call that a
Yeah.
red, which is a red even in a friendly. I don't care that it's a friendly. It's a red every day of the week.
Less than that is a red in a Champions League final.
That don't get me started. But that's the type of play that ends a career if he hits him the right way.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it should not be acceptable. So if you're not going to call that, then a shirt tug, which I could see being called, but it shouldn't have been if you're going to be consistent. But this ref clearly wasn't consistent. I guess it didn't matter. We still won, and no one got hurt that we know of. But it's just the type of shit show that we see all the time with these guys. I at least be consistent in your bad calls. You can't be. Nobody's perfect. You're not going to be perfect. The game moves too quickly for a referee to be perfect. But at least be consistent in your bad.
There was a guy from Ghana in the bar. One Ghana supporter was actually in the bar, and he was like right next to me. So after first I kept doing the same old Ghana always cheating because I do feel like if nothing else we deserved some make goods for that 2006 game because that was bullshit there. There were the penalty on Gooch that did not happen. That was all bullshit. We deserved some make goods. So he kept kind of getting quiet and things. After he missed the penalty, I reached over I hit his beer. I was like, cheers. I was like, that's what you get or something like that.
Was he actually from Ghana? I hope.
I don't know. I didn't ask. I didn't.
Maybe he has family. I hope it's not just some random dude who's elected to cheer for Ghana.
When he walked in, I was like, whoa. This is not cool.
Ghana bar's down the street, guy. What are you doing? Coming in here to give out your gonorrhea? But yeah, so we were just getting to, as you jumped on, I talked about the Dwyer being pulled down in the box, which, maybe isn't a penalty, but I think it was as much of a penalty as the call on the other end. That,
as the one that was given as a penalty. Yeah,
exactly. So, then Dwyer scores. Nice little finish from him. Great celebration. And the one thing I liked from Dwyer in this game, I was talking about this before you came on. He was very active. He was very excited.
Oh yeah.
It was the sort of the opposite of Timmy Chandler. He was excited to be playing for this country. So
he was Chandler Timmy. He was Timmy Chandler with a goatee.
He's not driving. He's parked. I don't think he's driving. That would be.
I am parked. I'm not driving.
I did that from Denver. Although I put the phone down and drove, I just had it pointed at me. Not the best thing to do though. So
no,
keep it
I was gonna do it in the bar, but I forgot I'd left my headset in the car anyway, and they were playing music really loud. And having tried that the last time, I was like, I'll just do it from the car. So
yeah, you're gonna be able to participate a lot more. So
are you still there? I'm not hearing anything now.
I am still here. I don't know if you can hear me, but I am still here. So first half, some ugly refereeing decisions. There was the penalty to end the first half, and Guzan saved it. But not terrible otherwise. I think there were a lot of things I liked. Second half, we looked a little shakier, especially after they scored. We didn't give up a goal, so you can't complain too much, but we didn't look as good as we did. We didn't look as
well, yeah. The big thing is we started in control of the first half. We didn't start in control of the second half. But all in all, considering it was, in so many ways, it was a make-believe starting 11. How many of these guys? You have to look at how many guys who played will actually even make the World Cup roster. And to me, that's 3, 4, maybe.
I think Dom Dwyer's got a chance. I think Kenny Saif might have a chance.
I think Dom Dwyer is a real good chance. Kenny Saif, I want to see more from. I will say the things like his vision and his first touch are definitely things that I want in this team. He didn't necessarily do enough, but he wasn't out there long enough to do enough either. I was for guys who like started from the beginning. I was most impressed by Kellen Acosta. Just continues to impress me. I mean, the more I watch that guy, the more I'm like, this dude. I mean, I think I even tweeted like, "Sorry, Jermaine Jones, your job's done.
Yeah,
you're
there's
gone.
no need. He is.
We have this guy, and he's 21.
And paired with Dax, I liked him too. And I got to say, you know, again, shout out to me for saying that Kellen Acosta would score on a free kick.
On a free kick, I will give you that. You did call that, yeah.
But it's nice to have a dude,
and that was a nice free kick on his part too.
It's nice to have a dude who's dangerous.
Yeah.
Danger zone. I mean, that's a hard free kick to make when you're that close. But you know, he didn't. He went around. He didn't go up and over, and it worked. So I mean,
he went around. He went low. He went right up against the post too. I mean, like it wasn't on the post like say Messi probably would have done, where it's like, oh, it bounces off this much of the post, so it deflects in. But for an American, no, that was spot. That was all but inch perfect. I was impressed. I was impressed by Kellen Rowe actually too. Speaking of Kellens,
that's a lot of Kellen on the field with Wise.
I know. We had 2 starting Kellens. What is this? We used to have like starting Balds, and now we have starting Kellens.
Yeah. Respect to the Balds.
Balds win! I really liked Kellen Rowe. I liked his decision making. I liked his first touch. I thought most of what he did was actually really good. I think in the position he was put in, you know, the long-term outcome, if you go watch, like, what did he provide, you're not going to see it necessarily, but you have to look at things he did kind of off the ball or things that he did to like help other people. And I thought he actually had a really good game.
Yeah, I was surprised by him, honestly. I saw him in the starting lineup and I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I wasn't. That was not where I wanted to go with the starting lineup, but
I wasn't pumped with that one. But apparently Bruce said that Kenny Saif wasn't match fit, so he was more a substitute option, as you saw. But yeah, I was Kellen Rowe. Nice. Good work. I wasn't thrilled with Joe Corona starting either, but
yeah. I mean, he also, at least in a few instances, had some good touches. Yeah, I was kind of shocked that there were 2 Chicago Fire players starting in the game, and 2 Cholos. 2 Cholos starting in the game.
There were not 2 Chicago Fire players starting in the game.
David Accam started for Ghana.
Oh, of course. Yes. There were in the game, just not for us. Yeah. Of course. So yeah, it's this
homeboy knows what he's talking about.
It's weird to me that the Fire have anybody playing at the international level.
I'm still very confused
about it.
Players on both teams.
Gyasi Zardes came on late. I don't know that we saw anything from him that
I will say, at least Gyasi had some nice first touches. They weren't all like stone foot. I mean, everyone I think has become accustomed to making jokes about Gyasi's first touch, but he wasn't that way. You know, it's always been like Gyasi and Josie, like stone foot, but he actually had some decent first touches. Like he was controlling the ball well.
And Julius brought this up, and I thought this was the case. It was pretty high on the pitch for Joe Corona. He does play deeper from Cholos, but you know, he was okay. I like Matt Hedges.
Yeah, he played well.
And Matt Beasler and Graham Zusi, I wasn't thrilled to see them out there, but I don't think they made any major mistakes. Zusi still looks slow to me in that position.
Yeah. Well, Zusi is slow.
He's like the sloth of the DMV, and what movie is that? Zootopia, or what movie is that? Yeah, so I guess you can't complain too much. We won. Nobody's hurt. It looks like, and you got to say this for Bruce, even with guys who have never played for this team before, we go out there and at least it feels like they know where they're supposed to be on the field. That is the one thing that you always get from Bruce. I guess maybe high end with Bruce isn't as good as big picture ideas aren't as good as Klinsmann, but you're never going to have a starting 11 go out and be completely confused, which is nice. Which is not a lot to ask, but it's nice to know that they know what they're
which is nice.
doing.
So we got that going for us, which is nice.
Um, people asking about Leipzig's asking about Bedoya. Um, I think Bedoya plays because he doesn't make a ton of mistakes. He doesn't
Yeah,
give you a lot on the attack, but he also doesn't make a ton of mistakes. I think,
and that's it.
yeah,
He came on near the end because we were really just
yeah,
preserving the game. I mean,
he's
to me, he's there because yeah, exactly. He's not. It's not like he's gonna break new ground and suddenly score a bunch of goals or uh, even get a bunch of assists, but he's going to play consistently. He's going to play well, and he's good enough to support your offense, and he's strong going defensively.
do we think now, because we had predicted on Thursday that the lineup that you saw today would be the lineup that you see in a week in Nashville. Do we still think that, or will we see some changes? I can see a few changes we might make. Namely, I think Kenny Sayef might be ready to start for us, but I think we'll see a lot of the same. I think Dwyer will start up top again. I hope he does. I think we might see basically the same back line, except I think Omar might probably, I would say Omar should start. So Omar's better than Beasler. Um, and Omar started alongside Beasler, didn't he, in the 2014 World Cup? Wasn't that our pairing? So, um, but in this case, I think you keep Hedges. Um, but yeah, I don't see a ton of changes, but maybe a few. Unless, what do you think? Does he blow it up like he did between the Trinidad and Tobago and Mexico matches, or no? Is he there, or is he gone? I see like a little picture of his head. It looks like he went to sleep, but I think he maybe just lost the signal. So, um, I thought we looked better, and Dan Lopez brought this up. I thought we looked better against Ghana um, than Mexico did. So maybe that's a good sign for us winning this tournament. I hope we do. I see now he's got like his looks like he took a bathroom selfie. I don't know if you guys can see that. I think you can. Just a little Chris Square. Maybe he's coming back. I don't know. Um, it it looked like we kind of knew what we were doing today, though, and we looked better against Ghana than Mexico did. Mexico, even though it's a B team, I think is still going to be our biggest competition in the Gold Cup, and we should see them in the final or the semifinal. So, yeah, I think it looks good right now, but a lot could change, and we've seen a lot change with this team. Um, we looked great at the last Gold Cup cycle. We won 4-0. I think it was against. I was at the game. I think it was against Honduras. We played them in Nashville. Actually, that's Chris and I were at that game. It was might have been against Guatemala. I can't remember for sure, but we won 4-0. I can tell you that. So we looked great to start that Gold Cup, and then that thing fell apart. This probably will be a less competitive Gold Cup. I don't know that any of the other teams are dramatically better than they were, so we'll see. I think we've got probably the best chance to win it, but there are no guarantees. So Julius is bringing up Eric Lehigh. My God, what does this guy have to do? What does this guy have to do to start a match? I guess it's not surprising. We predicted that Graham Zusi would start because it's Bruce and he's a familiar face and he's got experience, and it is what it is. But I would like to see. TJ Sala is worried about Curacao. You can never count them out. You can never count them out. That's what I always say. But yeah, Eric Lehigh. I mean, I hope we see him. I hope we see Matt Miazga. But we shall see. Now, after the Panama match, we've got Guadeloupe and Nicaragua. If we don't see some guys get some chances in those two matches that otherwise normally wouldn't, especially maybe guys who are going to get swapped out for the Michael Bradleys and Clint Dempseys and Josie Altidores that might come in, I would be surprised about that too. So I think that there's time, especially in that Guadeloupe match. I think there's time for everybody to get a look. So that's what I expect. We will have shows, unless Chris comes back. I'm going to start wrapping this thing up. We'll have shows Tuesday and Thursday this week, and then we're on the road. We'll both be in Nashville this weekend. If you're going to be in Nashville, hit us up on the social media and let us know. We would like to meet you guys. So, but yeah, we'll be in Nashville. We're going to attempt to show live maybe right after the match, depending on the cell signal. If you saw me in Denver, you know that cell signals at stadiums right after matches, maybe not the best idea to try to do a show that anybody actually wants to see. But we'll try. But we're staying not too far from the stadium, and we have nice, pretty Wi-Fi there. So if it doesn't work from the stadium, we'll be on 30 minutes after the match from the Airbnb location that we have chosen. So tune in for that. We'll do like we did for the last few road trips. We'll put stuff up in the social media channels, and we'll put stuff up on YouTube and that sort of thing to keep you entertained. We might do a pregame. We'll see. Maybe we'll do a Facebook Live. If more of you would like the Facebook page, maybe we would do that. So this is USFanTV. Website's USFanTV.com. We have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. They are all USFanTV. We hate Snapchat. Are you going to stream in different rooms? TJ, this is a great question because I was trying to figure out if we're going to sit like right next to each other or if we're going to actually go in two separate rooms and pretend we're far apart. I don't know. I think we're going to just sit next to each other, but that might feel weird. I mean, where am I going to look at him when he's talking? I don't want to do that. I normally like look at what you guys are writing and look at my notes and stuff, but so we'll figure that out. I'll bring all the stuff, so hopefully it'll work well. We don't have Snapchat because we hate it. We don't have MySpace because it's not 2006. We're on Craigslist, but you have to figure out where. It's a very special location. It has something to do with truckers. Thanks for everything you guys do in spreading and sharing the show. It's really awesome. We will see you Tuesday. Chris has no final words because he's not here, so you are done.